Hey comic book fans, welcome to Comic Fix. This is episode 23.2. And so, today I'm going to be doing two reviews of two comics that are in the independent section of what I consider independent, IDW, and Image comic. So first I'm going to be talking about the IDW comic, and I'm sorry I don't have the comic to show you because I forgot it. But that comic is The Rocketeer Cargo of Doom. Now with The Rocketeer, I know every single time I'm going into the book that I'm going to be coming in for such a good time. It's a book that I know that's not so serious. It's just a plain, fun book. So I go in knowing that I'm going to end with a smile on my face. Now this book was pretty interesting, kind of. We got our hero, the Rocketeer, who's about to be thrown into a pit with a dinosaur. And we got the villain of the story telling the Rocketeer about how he knows that he stole the idea for the rocket from the original maker of it. And I thought that was a pretty interesting little twist. The Rocketeer automatically says, I did not steal any ideas from anybody. And I just thought, oh, that's so cool. You know, that there's a secret behind everything. And then eventually the villain does mention that he did steal a prototype from the original maker. And it just gives this whole little twist on everything that I was just like, if what I think is going to happen, because eventually the villain does die, is that I think that this maker that's been mystery or, mentioned is going to be playing a big part in the next miniseries that will come out with whatever it's going to be called with the Rocketeer. We got some beautiful artwork here. I really enjoy the artwork. I don't have it on me, so I don't know who the artist is. But he just brings the Rocketeer to life. And just with Mark Waid's dialogue, I mean, this is a Mark Waid that's not trying to do his Daredevil type stuff, but just having fun. And he did make the henchman for the main villain a little corny, but it was a good type of corny because it was just like it was meant to be. And the worst part about it is sometimes you read a comic and you see some dialogue and it's supposed to be all serious, and you just look at the dialogue and you're like, really? Is that what they really said? Because it even doesn't make a whole lot of sense or doesn't sound right even when I read it in my mind. So you got some funny dialogue, you got some great character moments, and you even got freaking dinosaurs. And when you get the whole dinosaur parts, it's just overblown quite a bit. There's this really cool part, I wish I could show you the picture, where the Rocketeer, he's going around a T-Rex, and he hits the T-Rex's mouth. There we go. He hits the T-Rex's mouth, and he bounces off, and he hits a car below. And you see all the people around him are just like praising him, saying, how are you going to get us? We know you're going to get us out of this situation. And it was very much a golden age type of feeling to it. And there was a great part where he was like, how do you think I'm going to fix this old dinosaur problem? And then you see the people look at him like, what? You don't have a plan? And he said, what I meant to say is, how many ways do you want me to destroy these dinosaurs? So it's just some good dialogue, some very funny moments. We even got a point in there where it's just dealing with the whole love issue with Betty and Sue. I think it's Susie. And just they got a whole page just dedicated to that part. And I like it that they mentioned it and they didn't go on and drag on about it. They were more in there for the action-packed adventures of the Rocketeer. So that was really good. And it's just all around a good issue. As the Minutia said, if you're a comic book fan, why aren't you reading this book? It's a book that's going to just put a smile on your face. And I do love the Rocketeer on how there's a point in there where the villain, he tells the Rocketeer, save my people, the people on my ship. I really like that moment. The villain, he didn't seem so black and white. He actually seemed like a person who cared for the people that he was, who were under him, his henchmen. So it was just a good character moments in there, some good action, just all around a fun time. Now I know that next issue is going to be the last one in the Cargo of Doom, And then I don't know when the next time we'll get another miniseries with the Rocketeer, but I think there's a lot more there, and maybe, just maybe, Mark Waid will come back on and write it, because I really like the Rocketeer. It's just a fun book. So if you're not reading Rocketeer, go pick it up. I'm going to give the Rocketeer issue number 4, Cargo of Doom, a 3.5 out of 5. I can't give it a 4, but a 3.5 just seems perfect for right where it's at. And don't think a 3.5 is bad, because it's not. It's a good book. There's really nothing wrong with it. It just didn't have that oh my god moment that just brought it up to level 4 or level 5. So my next book is a book that I picked up on a whim. I just read a preview for it on CBR. And the only time I read previews for books is when I'm looking at CBR or anything like that. I see a book that I haven't even heard of. And I just click on it. And when I clicked on the Bedlam, which is Bedlam issue number 1, when I clicked on the review or the preview for it, I was hooked. I mean, just the whole scene, just like in the preview, you get this scene. You get a person going and calling 911 saying that Matter Red has been killing a bunch of people. And it's cool, though, because you got the person that's on the other line of the 911 call. And she's basically just asking the same questions, where is your wife, blah, blah, blah. But once he says Matter Red, that's when everything changed. And that's when the person on the other line, the operator, was just like, oh my god, everybody got to get over to this auditorium. And one thing I like, though, is that you see the art. The art in here, just the way that they introduced the red, is just so cool. And I enjoyed every single second of the artwork. I mean, I've read this book about 3 or 4 times. Each time, I'm finding something new. Now, the book is written by Nick Spencer. And Nick Spencer, I've never read any of his books. I hear he writes Morning Glories, I believe. I haven't read that one. But I think it was, somebody, I forget who his name is. It basically said that this is Morning Glories, but in horror form. And if this is like Morning Glories, I'm definitely going to be picking that book up. And you got this introduction to this guy, Matter Red. He has just killed an auditorium full of little children and teachers. And there's something in comics or anything, where I have a big effect if it's with an animal that gets killed, because I do remember in watching The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and the cat that was in the movie, and then you see the cat just mutilated. I mean, that had a lot of effect on me. And then to see stuff with little children, it's just powerful, and it just has so much effect. I mean, there's just something about just little children and pets. So we meet this Matter Red, and he's with this little girl, and he's playing cards with her, and you just see the fear on her face. And basically he tells the girl, you that fear that you have in the pit of your stomach, that you know what's going to happen, it's already happened. And just when he says that to the little girl, it's just like, oh my god, just reading his dialogue, it makes you fear Matter Red. I've never been so enthralled with a character just on a few pages that I am with Matter Red. And then to see what he does to the little girl, and there is a superhero in here, and it has a superhero element to it, just in this one page where you meet this Batman type of character. And then once after that, this superhero type of character is never mentioned again, and it's very interesting. I don't know if, I got some stuff, like some theories, which I'll put at the end of the review. So I just love this point where the superhero jumps in, and Matter Red basically tells this superhero, why'd you take so long? The cops came here before you, and you could have stopped everything. But why did you take so long? Because it must have taken a long time for him to kill all these people. And as you can see in here, it's not that he went and shot everybody. He basically used knives on them, and you could just see, just like the cut of the throat and everything. You just, wow. And I just thought that was an interesting thing. He was just put in like saying to him, I want you to stop me. Why didn't you stop me? And to see what he does to the little girl, it just breaks my heart. And just seeing this superhero just beating the shit out of Matter Red, it's just like, man, how can this guy hold back? And I love the art in here. The art in here is just gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff. And then we meet this one guy. I don't even think it mentioned who his name was, but he had just like this loneliness to him, this I'm crazy type of attitude. And as you were going through it, I was starting to think that maybe all this stuff with Matter Red was all just a dream or just in his reality. Because you see in here, this guy looking into a mirror and seeing Matter Red. You're just like, huh. Is he just dreaming all this? Because you see color in the issue. And then when it's all about Matter Red, it's in this black and white form with the red that's only the color prevalent in there. So it's my theory so far that all this stuff with Matter Red and the superheroes is not actually happening. It's all in his mind, and it's all a dream. And that what this guy is going to do in the future of the series is going to be something that Matter Red would do. And I think it's a multiple personality. And I think this superhero that we see in here is kind of like the guardian angel. So this guy's the angel and Matter Red's the devil. And it's just some interesting stuff. There's even a point in there where Matter Red comes on TV. And it was interesting, though, because you see all this red in there. And then Matter Red comes in. I think that the TV was never on in the first place. Because if I go back... Yeah. I don't think the TV was on, but Matter Red comes on. And he says to the people that I have been captured, and I am going to be blowing up some schools. And the only way to stop everything from happening in 1 hour is for you, the people, to kill me. And if you kill me, you save the children. But if you don't kill me, the children die. And just seeing all this just was like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And another reason why I think this is all a dream for him is because there's a point in there where this character is listening to the real TV, which I think is the real TV. And after that broadcast, they didn't talk about it. All they talked about was a different murder that happened that seems more realistic. And I'm really thinking that after that broadcast that the newscasters would be talking about what Matter Red said, but instead they went on to a point where they were talking about another murder that happened. So we got all that. We got Matter Red just getting very psychological with everybody. And just some cool stuff. Another thing that I was really confused about is usually when people are in interrogation, especially somebody like Matter Red, you would think that in the police station, in the interrogation room, he would be chained up. He would be in handcuffs, but he's not. And that's why I'm wondering, why is he not in handcuffs? It's just some little details like that I know I'm going into this book. It's a mystery, and with me reading about 3 or 4 times, I'm just getting all these theories together, and that's what I love about this book. There's so much to like. And just to see the parents of these kids wanting to kill Matter Red. And I love what Matter Red says. He said in there that if this was the olden days, what you guys would do is you would go take me into the public and hang me. But we don't do that anymore. You know, that's what we should do with me, but you're not. You're just going to put me through the court system, and then they're going to find me insane. I'm just going to go to a mental hospital. And basically, he just wants to die. And it's just so creepy to get into this guy's mind. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful stuff. And man, this book is powerful. And then towards the middle of the book, we do get more into our mystery drug addict. And he is hearing all this stuff about this murder that took place. And he wants to make a phone call to the head detective. And I love this point. He goes basically to a local shop and says in there, I want to buy a mobile phone with some minutes. And you just see how crazy this guy is. He's just like, will this dime help? You know, it's very shiny. And I just love what the retailer says. You know, nothing in life is free. And this guy just replies to him, this is why we'll never be free. And I just love the dialogue in this book. This book just blew my mind. There's so much to like. And I love the artwork. Just this book just flowed so well. And it had an ending that was surprising and makes me can't wait for the next issue. I would love to hear all your guys' theories about Bedlam and what you guys thought. Especially with this last page with... No, I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you. I was about to show you. I'm not going to show you. Bedlam, issue number 1, is a masterful book. And it's only $3.50. And I know that local comic book shops have been running out of this book. So, if you can't find it, there most likely will be second printings. Go buy it in second printings or go and buy it on Comixology. I'm going to give Bedlam, issue number 1, an unsurprising 5 out of 5. Great book, and a book that I've read over and over again, and I find new things, and my mind just races with theories about every single page. And I would love to hear your guys' theories. Everybody on YouTube has been praising this book, and I'm on that train. Bedlam is awesome, so everyone go and pick that book up. We've had some really good books this week. I do have Swamp Thing Annual. I'm not going to be reading this one yet because I actually haven't read Swamp Thing issue number 13. Now, I know everybody's like, what? You haven't read Swamp Thing issue number 13? It's all about Rot World. Yeah, I forgot to pick it up, and every single time I go to the comic book shop, I just forget. And then, so, I'm going to wait. I'm going to actually go tomorrow before work, pick up Swamp Thing issue number 13, read it, then read the annual. I've heard some okay things about the annual. I heard it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I'm excited to read it because I just love what Scott Snyder's doing with Swamp Thing. But I did notice on here is Scott Snyder and Scott Turf guest starring or, helping with the writing. And I do think that this is a Scott Turf book more than Scott Snyder. I think just Scott Snyder just basically let Scott Turf do his thing on this book, and just Scott Snyder just kind of tweaked it a little bit. So, can't wait to read this one, but I'm definitely going to be picking up issue number 13 before this. So, again, let me know what you guys think about your theories about Bedlam. This is David from the Comic Fix, and I'll see you guys next time with a review of Superman Earth 1 Volume 2. See you guys next time.